So Friday Night Funkin is back. Or has been for over a year, I guess. Friday Night Funkin is a simple 4-key rhythm game with some really good music, which was like literally all over the place back in 2021. Like you could not escape it. And 12-year-old me was all over this game. Like the music, the art, and just the simple pure dopamine I get from doing this shit. This game was like pure crack when I found it after the week 4 update, and I was absolutely trying to get more from anywhere I could, which was honestly really helped by the fact that this game had an absolutely amazing modding community, which was definitely a factor of why this game got so popular, because there was literally a never-ending amount of content for this game with mods. But what about just the base game? We're talking about all the updates they've released since the game came back, by the way. So after FNF fans had been dying for the week 7 update, they waited like 2 months for what was honestly one of, if not the best thing we had ever seen from the Funkin crew up to this point. Along with that, there was a Kickstarter for the full-ass game, also known as the full-ass game, which offered like a shit ton of rewards and stretch goals like Erect mode and however many playable characters. They raised $2 million full-ass dollars selling a low-quality poster for $9,999. And like, who bought it? I want to know. I want to see it. It has never been seen online. I want to know where this thing is at. Please. They also sold, quote, "We tell you that you suck," for $10,000. I'm not kidding. You could pay $10,000 for them to call you personally and tell you that you suck. This was along with the actual Kickstarter rewards like CDs and cassettes of the game's music, copies of the game, and even a boyfriend figure, and a ton of other tiers like custom characters and you in the background. Most of these can be found on the Needlejuice store to this day, except for like game-related tiers, obviously. Anyways, as I said before, they got $2 million. Surely we're gonna get a week 8 update soon enough. On March 16th, 2022, we were given this teaser. I remember the hype around this trailer like so clearly. Everyone was so hyped for this. So you know, April 30th comes around and it is not there. Go on Twitter. Oh. Yeah, so the update got postponed, and like, that was one of the last times you probably would have ever seen the game, other than maybe like a boyfriend Nendoroid drop in like December 2023 out of nowhere. This thing looks so cool. By the way, I want to pick this up sometime. Yeah, no, so these things are like $500. I'm not buying it. After this, updates were like very few and far between. Like, sure, some Kickstarter stuff did get shipped out, but the team sent Needlejuice, their product producer and distributor, old backer info. And while I was lucky enough to change my shipping address through Needlejuice contacting me to make sure everything was all good, I'm sure that many other people weren't looking at their emails or paying attention to Funkin over a year after the Kickstarter, leaving people that had already made sure to go change their address without their stuff and like pissing them off. This is probably one of the worst things the FNF team has done, which is kind of nice considering what other people in the community have done. But even still, it's really fucked considering, honestly, I'd probably be pissed right now if I didn't get my CD. Along with that fuck up, there was just a ton of silence from the FNF team. Like, they were trying to do Kickstarter updates, which were honestly few and far between and did not help with the people dying for new updates to the game. Then they tried to do a development blog, which was also kind of a mess. They tried to do like weekly updates, which happened for a bit, but then they just kind of started doing blogs whenever. Like, I guess the artist/director of the game, Phantom Arcade, would stream himself working on the game, but most people didn't even know he was. While I've been super negative towards the team in this section, trust me when I say that I love this game and the team. I was one of the people who was defending them with my life. But they just really fumbled the bag when it came to running the Kickstarter and also just leaving most of the people with radio silence about the game. Although they would kind of make up for it after years of hype. On March 20th, 2024, we were given our first taste of the
beep.
I love this visualizer so much, man. Like, I wish I could do stuff like this so badly. Peepo, the person behind this, has a whole video talking about it and showing off concepts for the visualizers. It's a really fun watch, at least coming from someone who really likes hearing about how stuff is made. And considering you're still watching the video, I assume you might as well, so a link to his channel where you can check out that video and all his other stuff will be in the description, as well as like literally everything in this video that I didn't make myself. They show off Fresh Erect, High Erect, MILF Erect, Philly Nice Erect, Pico Erect, Blamed Erect, Thorns Erect, Roses Erect, and Senpai Erect. That is a lot to say, man. And while almost all these songs were actually in this upcoming update, MILF Erect to this day has still not been seen outside of this and like Silva Gunner for some reason. This also isn't like the full song or anything, this is just a mashup of the version Silva Gunner did and the Erect remix. You can tell by the vocal switching to Silva Gunner's MILF remix. Also, ID version means it's an unreleased or unfinished version of the song, which I did not know until like literally just now. I wonder if I'm like the one person who did not know that. Also, while I knew Silva Gunner was like a massive group of people just making remixes and stuff for fun, I did not know that apparently the manager of Silva Gunner, MTH, was also on the development team for the game. Honestly, coming back to this still gives me some chills because this was like the first real new stuff we had seen since they showed off some Erect tracks back around the end of 2021, or that leak that I showed off earlier. Hearing new stuff from Kawaii Sprite and many other talented artists like Kota Takahashi, Six Impala, and Tsuruki was super cool. I remember being so hyped in my kitchen at like 9 PM when I saw this. I remember like tearing up so hard when I heard Fresh Erect in the visualizer. Man, I remember hitting it hit me like a truck that FNF was back and like, I was going home, man. I was going back. Daddy Phantom Arcade came back and he brought goodies, bro. No way! He also brought my drunk uncles, but that was cool, man. I liked seeing them. You can really tell that there's like different people working on these songs. They do a lot of different things with Boyfriend's vocals than what Kawaii Sprite does with his Boyfriend vocals. Like, I'm sadly not musically literate enough to explain what I mean, but I hope that you'll get what I mean when we get into the songs more. I should also mention that they got a ton of cool people to do music for the game, mainly because they have like a million songs to make for this game. Like, do you see how many playable weeks and characters they're doing all with their own remixes? It's genuinely absurd. They actually got some really big names from people who've worked on like AAA games, as well as modders. Like, people who do music for FNF mods are on the official dev team, which is so cool to me. Like, imagine making a ROM hack for a Sonic game and being hired to work on an official... Oh, never mind. But yeah, no, that's like a literal dream come true. Along with this sampler was the introduction of an official FNF Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok to show updates and stuff, with the TikTok being full of whatever brain rot Tsuruki feels like posting on the next waning gibbous.
But official. Wait, what?
Boyfriend too? Boyfriend at the dance!
And telling people that updates are out. They also had this whole like ARG that just led to a picture of Boyfriend with a hot dog and some goofy ass meme videos. It has literally nothing to do with the game, it's just some old meme from 2021. And I'm pretty sure that's everything to do with the visualizer. So now that we knew that they were coming back soon, all we had to do was wait. And shockingly, actually not a long time at all. So before I get to talking about the update, I want to mention why it took so long for any new content for the game to come out. I'll let Phantom Arcade explain.
This says like in the Kickstarter post, we have a fat stack. Here's how this is working for people who don't know. We have a fat stack of shit that is like done, but we didn't work in tandem the whole time because certain things have bottlenecks. So it's like if the programmers just did nothing while certain cutscenes were made, then they'd have done nothing. So then the programmers did certain things while I did certain things, other artists did bits while other people did stuff. So then a lot of these updates is us looking at the pile and being like, all right, what makes sense to come next? And so what things should we work together to like finish up? And you know, there might be certain things where like for certain weeks that we're going to put in the game, it's like, oh, well, did we finish this pose? It's like, no, we did the main ones. Or, oh, hey, did we finish this track? Did this get this? Oh, no. Oh, did this get its Erect remix? Oh, no. So it's like, we're going to be going back and forth and kind of tying up like loose ends and just polishing the things we have and getting them in.
This is exactly what I thought was going on for the longest time, at least since like 2023, I'd say. I always assumed they were just working to put out the full game or a massive update, which while I was wrong on that part, I was at least right on the important part that they were just putting a ton of time into the game over the past few years that we've been waiting. It's honestly kind of funny considering how Phantom Arcade has mentioned multiple times that most of the stuff that I'll be going over in this video was finished or made years ago, and is only coming out now that the team has just gotten a ton of the stuff in a pile. On April 29th, Silly Billy released an amazing mod. It's just kind of super notable for me because of Garn47. And the fact that the next day the update happened. Something to mention is that you should never open any old FNF version if you don't want to lose your high scores on the current version of the game. I've done this like twice now while writing. Please kill me. So all footage, unless it says so on the screen, will be from the most current update. I'll still be bringing up all changes to the game in each update though. I also just don't have the storage for having every single song from every update recorded. Sorry. Also, if you enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It would mean a lot. And I kinda dream of having this be like a job one day, so any support would make my day. So the first thing you'll probably notice about the game now is the very cool and elusive Weekend 1, and how it doesn't work. Yeah, this update did not work, at least on the downloadable version. From what I remember, the game could just really easily crash, even not on Weekend 1. You would just do the first song and it would immediately crash afterwards, giving you the infamous null object reference. And it also did not work on Opera GX at the time, so I literally had to download Google Chrome when the update first dropped. Or you could have also noticed the new Freeplay menu, which is strangely just how I imagined they would make it look in the full game back in 2021, which added a button to select random songs, but I never use it. It has a really cool song though, it's playing right now. The percentage and score counters are also both kind of buggy in this version. The score and percentage will a lot of the time just come up with like 0% or no score, or sometimes a completely random score and percent. They also made this menu like way too comprehensive for no reason, I'm not gonna lie. There's sorting, which is basically meant to be like a quick search, which you can do by hitting Q and E, sorting the songs by the first letter. You can also favorite stuff by hitting F, and while it's not useful now, I'm sure that when we get that sharing network from the Kickstarter, it'll be super useful to find songs. Boyfriend also has some cool little idle animations like Boyfriend getting out of TV, and one of Daddy Gira standing over Boyfriend. Considering I just talked about the Erect sampler, I think we should just start off there. In Freeplay, there's now 2 new difficulties for a good portion of the songs called Erect and Nightmare. These are the special difficulties for the Erect remixes, and Nightmare is basically just the hard mode version of Erect with all the notes. I remember people spreading around that there was going to be like Nightmare mixes of all the songs, but no, that is not happening. Every week 1, 3, and 6 song has an Erect remix. And Spooky, South, and High also have Erect remixes. Something to mention is how Dad Battle, Bopibo, and South Erect all have early versions of the songs on Kawaii Sprite's YouTube from back in late 2021 and early 2022. And while Dad Battle Erect doesn't have much different about it, South and Bopibo have massive changes compared to their final versions. Here's a small comparison. They also said that they're gonna change Spookie's Erect, but nothing has been heard about that since a little bit after the update's release. There's a brand new results screen showing how good you did on the song or week you just played. I love this sprite of Boyfriend, man. They added this thing where the notes go faded if you hit the note like really badly. This mainly happens if you get a shit because the note will be far enough away from the arrows that you might think that there's still a note, so this helps you know that it's not a note. The last thing I want to mention is the new loading screen for whenever you quit a song. It has these cool little icons of Boyfriend, Girlfriend, Pico, Daddy Dearest, Mommy Nearest, and Monster. They actually made merch of these as stickers. I bought them back when they dropped and put one of the Boyfriend and Girlfriend stickers on my Switch. I love these, by the way, they're adorable. I wish I just had more stuff to put them on that wouldn't completely ruin what I put it on. They also made Nene and Darnell shirts. This is the last I'm going to talk about merch because it makes me mad that I don't have all the merch. Like, I want all the vinyls, cassettes, and t-shirts in my room. That and this video is definitely long enough anyways, so let's just get to the Erect remixes. All of the Erect remixes slap, by the way. Like, I love basically all of them. Dad Battles, South, and High Erect are easily some of my favorite songs in the game, with all the other Erect remixes being really high up there as well. Let's just talk about all the Erect remixes in this update. The segments for these will vary in length because I don't have a million things to say about some of these songs even after listening to them all a lot. But Peepo Erect has a strangely hard chart for the first Erect song, at least during this one part. Super chill song. It's down to make the game harder, but it's like not at that insane level just yet. It's a somewhat simple remix, but it does its job perfectly being the first Erect remix. Fresh Erect is just the perfect song to return to this game with. Like, there's a reason this is the first song in the Erect sampler. Like, this song just fits that return vibe, at least for me. Like, I'm totally not weird for tearing up when I first heard it in the Erect sampler for the first time. Totally. Now, Dad Battle Erect is a bit strange. Boyfriend decides that he's had enough of this shit.
I'm sick of this shit.
And then turns into Pat God. Nah, but Boyfriend does just kind of go off on Daddy Dearest in the song. One small problem I have, not with the song, the chart, or the art, or anything really just to do with the actual game, it's just that back whenever this song first dropped, there was the mod that like had this cool ass animation for whenever Boyfriend is humbling Daddy Dearest. And like, look at him, he's just in awe, and it's amazing. Like, it's super cool, and I wish more songs in the base game had stuff like this, because I remember thinking that this was like the toughest thing ever back in 2022. At the same time, animating stuff for every song takes time and effort that could be better spent elsewhere, like making all the stuff for the game that they were paid to do, as well as like making the cutscenes and other important assets. Spookie's Erect is really fun. I feel like it tries to go for this sort of Monster Mash vibe. And while it doesn't do too much for me personally, it's not a bad song by any means. The part where Boyfriend just goes, is really fun to do perfectly, but it is kind of hard to get the hang of the first few times you play it. South Erect is so good. Like, I love what Issbrokie does with Boyfriend's chromatic here. It just hits me on the head like a metal pipe. Taruki just knows how to do really good high notes with Boyfriend. Like, I love what she adds to the song she's on. The song going from the rap beat to the more slow and chill, really high notes of Boyfriend just works super well. Erect has like a weird chart, which while fun, is surprisingly hard for me. Boyfriend just decides he wants to try to replicate the sound that plays when I take a game out of my Game Boy Advance while it's still on out of nowhere. It sounds cool, but man, this is like one of the 2 Erect songs that I just really struggle with the chart on. It just has some really fucky note patterns that when paired with the already somewhat slow scroll speed makes this song really hard for me to do. Feeling Nice Erect is great. I love what they do with Boyfriend's chromatic in this song as well. Boyfriend has this like sort of robotic sound to him, and I think it really adds to the song. Like, it sounds so good. The chart's also just really fun during the parts when Boyfriend decides he wants to have an aneurysm. With them being way shorter compared to the other wacky parts of Pico and Blam Erect, it makes them way more easy to hit. Blam Erect just takes everything amazing about the original song and dials it to an 11. Like, it reminds me of my first time playing this game and thinking that the characters were going off in the original song, but now they actually are just going off. Really good song, but I'm just not a big fan of the chart. It's just not super fun to hit all the notes. Although I think that's just because my dumbass is usually trying to hit all the notes like they're scrolling super fast when they really aren't. High Erect is just such a vibe. Like, the instrumental is perfect. The vocals, perfect. The song, perfect. Like, the worst part of this song is the part where it ends. Coda absolutely cooked with this song, and I really hope we get to see her do more music for the game. Like, week 4 is probably still my favorite week in the game, and it pains me how we currently only have 2 of the Erect songs from this week and nothing else. We are still waiting for MILF Erect and all the Pico mixes, which we'll get to whenever the Pico update section is at. I literally don't have another way to describe how this song makes me feel other than, like, it just makes me super giddy like my first kiss. Which is totally not weird. Totally. Senpai Erect takes the slow but fun rhythm of the original and just makes it a hella upbeat song with a really fun chart. Like, this song just amplifies what I like about Senpai and cranks it up a few degrees. Like, not too crazy like what they did with Week 3 songs, but not as simple as Pipo or Fresh Erect. It's like in a perfect middle ground. Not that those songs being more simple is bad, of course, I just think that they work really well as the starting point for Erect songs. Rose's Erect takes the more subtle anger from Senpai in the overall song and just amplifies it up to 11. Like, Senpai is pissed, like, bro is not in the mood for your shit right now. Really fun chart, I love the little bit at the end. Thorns Erect is probably one of the easier Erect songs, but it's still super fun. Although while I love the instrumental for this song, I think I love some parts of the original more with like the Kirby mirror noises and the people in the background going, "Hey, hey, hey!" I've always had like a really big soft spot for the Thorns instrumental. I also just love how Boyfriend sounds in this one part. Alright, we've covered every single Erect track now. It's time for the main event. Weekend, the chart editor, let's go! Woo! Something I forgot to mention that happened a bit after the Erect sampler was that they posted a video on Twitter showing off the new chart editor. It's pretty funny, not gonna lie. For this video, I actually tried it out by charting 2 songs from my favorite artist, Shteppi / Issbrokie, and after getting permission and learning a good amount about the chart editor, here's what I made. These were like really fun to make. I spent hours charting these. I love Shteppi, by the way. She's such a cool person. I'd totally recommend checking her out because she is super talented. I love her art, her music project Issbrokie, her ongoing comic she started recently, her podcast The Creamcast, which she co-hosts with her friend Is a Couch. I'm gonna link all of these things in the description just in case any of you are super interested in checking Shteppi / Issbrokie out from a few clips of some songs. Like if you like scream rap, hyperpop, experimental, and or sad girl music, I'd totally recommend checking her out. Yes, I did a whole segment talking about my favorite music artist. Sorry, not sorry. The chart editor is like actually super simple to use as long as you're like somewhat tech savvy, but not by much really. If you have any like editing experience or have messed around with any software really, you basically got it down. First, you gotta go into the settings on specifically the desktop version of the game and set a bind to open the chart editor and go into a song. Then just hit the binds that you set on any song in the game and then you're in the chart editor. And then you can just take the instrumental and the audio you want and put it into the game. Simple as that. While they only use .ogg files, you can easily just look up like an MP3 or whatever audio type to ogg, and then bam. If you have a full song that you want to chart, you can also just look up a voice extractor and you'll also find something that will extract both of them. And again, just convert those into ogg files and put them in the game. And while it takes a while to chart just because making notes sync to the song just takes time to do, I honestly found myself completely locked in the entire time I was doing it. I don't know, when I get to mess with a tool in a game like this, it's really easy for me to just get addicted to it. Like, I had to stop myself so I could just get back to making the video. It's also like really easy to set events. You just go into the event section, make the event you want to make, and set on the little extra strum bar, and then bam, you got a camera bob, camera zoom, and a different scroll speed. Basically, whatever the game lets you do. My only real issue is that sometimes the game will just crash when messing with events. It's really annoying. I'd really recommend checking it out. Like, I remember having no interest in making any charts, but for this video, I specifically opened it for the first time since Weekend 1 dropped, and just charted this guy by Shteppi for like an hour and realized that I like really love this. Okay, so now we're finally at the main event. Weekend 1. So Weekend 1 immediately starts us out with this awesome animated cutscene with Pico walking, seeing Nene, and realizing, oh yeah, I completely fumbled bro's bag. In week 3, Pico got hired by Daddy Dearest to kill Boyfriend, but instead, since Boyfriend was his chillax, they just sang. So Pico, Darnell, and Nene didn't get their bag, leaving Darnell and Nene pissed. I love finally getting to see Darnell and Nene in the game, because we've been waiting like forever for this week, so finally getting to see them is like really weird. Even a year later, it's still kind of weird to me. Nene sees Pico and starts chasing him, and it's like the coolest thing ever, with Pico dodging Nene's knives and finally getting away, but seeing Darnell and Nene ready to have a rap battle. Although Nene's just chilling on the remains of A-Bot, an old mascot from Newgrounds who managed the Newgrounds audio portal, now being used as a speaker. Darnell throws an ignited spray can with Pico shooting it, and we're just immediately into the weekend. I love how well they capture Nene in this, by the way. She's just such a bad, insane, crazy bitch, and it's fucking awesome. Darnell never really had too much of a character other than liking fire, so it's cool to see that be put into Funkin. The first song, Darnell, is super catchy. Darnell's chromatic is super cool, using these weird like gaspy sounds done by Ivan Almighty.
3, 2, 1, go!
The beginning of this song is like engraved into my head because of how many times I played this song when the update dropped, before the game would proceed to crash to a null object reference. Lit Up is alright, it kinda overuses the down arrow like Darnell is always saying. Although there are like 2 really good parts at 20 seconds and 1 minute and 15 seconds in which they have really good instrumentals. Betting on the Erect remix to make this one peak, because the Boyfriend remix is like literally one of my favorite songs in the game, which we're gonna get to eventually. Also, I love the detail of Nene readying her knife when you get to low health before killing you, because you're so ass that she can't bear to see you suck ass anymore. Literally pity killing you. The game over song for this is super fun as well, not gonna lie. Take a listen. Now Too Hot is so good, just the intensity, the really fun build up, all to hit this drop. It's super fun to hit this, and I also just love the heck out of Pico shooting the spray cans with his gun by hitting the down and left arrows, and I really want to see what they do for the Boyfriend and Erect remix of this, along with a special death animation for dying to a spray can. Love the little details they add like this. So Darnell and Pico fight while synced to breakcore and it's awesome, along with the song being super cool in general. Like, there's a reason I used this for the intro of this video. This song really opens up the floodgates as to what the Funkin' crew can do with the new weeks. They can do like middle scroll and songs without vocals, and at the same time I bet they will just use this format in a ton of cool ways. Like, I can imagine songs where characters would just be doing stuff but synced to music. Like, I hope they get super creative with it. Like, spoilers, this is the only new week they've released as of when this video is out, so we haven't gotten to see them do anything with this format quite yet, but I have high hopes that they'll do some cool stuff when we do get more weeks and weekends. So Pico and Darnell finish duking it out and like become friends for some reason, but I can't really complain because this cutscene is funny. Although I do hope we get to see Nene get a song at some point, considering the sort of cliffhanger that it leaves us with. Something else important is that the weekends are only for Pico, and while I've seen people sad saying that they wanted other playable characters to get weekends, I'm pretty sure they will get their own weeks, just under their own name. That's about everything to do with this update. This is easily one of the best updates to the game. Tons of remixes, a new week, a load of changes and things that make the game better. And we also did not have to wait a long time at all for another update, even if it was a small update. What? So the pit stop updates are just simple mini updates, with this one adding 2 new songs and a new lettered ranking system. Like, Phantom Arcade explained these like a trip to the gas station, and yeah, it really does feel like I just bought a 2-pack of Reese's and a Dr. Pepper. So the ranking system is based around the percentage of notes you hit with a good or sick, cause bads and shits don't count and will end your combo. There's 4 different ranks. Loss for getting 0 to 59%. Good for getting 60 to 79%. Great for getting 80 to 89%. Excellent for getting 90 to 99%. And perfect for getting 100%. Like, I love these animations, they add so much soul to the game. Like, I've always just had a love for Phantom Arcade's animations and style, honestly. Something about his style just looks so clean. Like, every once in a while I go back and I watch a couple of his animations. Disorderly Conduct and Plan to Trick Avalanche are some of my favorite pieces of internet media because they just feel like super high quality shitposts. With Plan to Trick Avalanche being like probably the best piece of improv I've ever seen in my life. I'd also recommend checking out all of the collabs he's hosted, but watch out because they kind of have a bit more than swearing. They have an adult rating on Newgrounds, and I think that really says enough. They added this special little fake out death screen where boyfriend thinks he's all good and then proceeds to still die. This has like a 1 in 4,096 chance to happen, having literal shiny odds of happening. And considering I'm like too good at bass FNF at least to ever die on any of the songs, I don't think I'll ever see this with my own 2 eyes. Other than from clips, which is how I have this footage. Hitting keys when there's no notes will make you lose your perfect rank or just lose the proof of it, at least in this update, as this was fixed in the next major update. I mention this because it actually doesn't tell you that losing health would make your perfect rank and the new high score on the song you played just disappear. Like, it would do a little cutscene for getting a new rank, and then if you would move to another difficulty or left the menu and came back, it would disappear. I don't know if anyone else had this issue, but like, it was a massive issue for me when this update dropped because I wanted my screen to be full of P's. With the ranking system out of the way, we can finally talk about the 2 new songs. Now, I remember seeing Satin Panties Erect and literally getting so excited because Satin Panties at this point in time was still like my favorite song from the game, and it still might be, honestly. I personally just love this song so much, something about it just hits for me. The high notes of Mommy Mirrors, the duet parts, it all comes together so well, along with having one of my favorite instrumentals in the entire game. And like, sadly, I was disappointed by Satin and Panties Erect. While this song is not bad, far from it, it's a great song, but I was expecting like more of the same feel from the original song. The chart for this one is super fun, although I just don't like hitting this one part here. Overall, not a bad song, just not my thing, which kind of made me sad because it's one of my favorite songs from the game, and hell, I might say it's my favorite. Now, Eggnog Erect is really fun and amazing compared to the original, because as someone who thinks that week 5 is easily the most lacking week in the game, this song is beautiful. This song just has what I think the original really needed, and that was like this grandiose feeling or sound, kind of. I hope this clip kind of explains what I mean. Like, it really makes this song stand out. Oh yeah, and Santa's... Yes, that was genuinely the whole update. Overall, it's a good update. It's basically what you'd expect from a mini update. A couple new songs and a new addition that adds a ton of soul to the game. Nothing more to it really. I still had a ton of fun actually being like rewarded with dopamine for getting all P's on the songs, even if the ranking system was pretty broken in this update. So you made it to the end of part 1. Thank you so much for watching. I plan to talk about Destination 2 and Pit Stop 2 in the next video. Overall, I think this works as a good format for talking about future updates, with me talking about a destination and a pit stop update with each video in this hopefully series of videos. Before I end the video, I just want to say that the script for this and the second part have been done for months, and like, as well as the first 6 minutes of this video, it genuinely felt so weird coming back to that project file. Okay, I'm done now, bye.